Hey everybody, Isaiah here at Sofo Survival. In this video, we're doing freeze-dried salsa, and we just went down to Costco and got our favorite salsa here, and we wanted to show you how this works. I'm really excited because these tray stackers are awesome. It allows you to actually put more in the trays than you normally would be able to, and so we'll run you through and show you how it's done. Okay guys, so here's the finished thing here. I've got my tray stackers all set up, and I've got these dividers all the way through my trays here. And it's cool because you can actually see those dividers go a little bit above the lip of the tray. And so I can actually fit a little bit more in there. And then what's nice about these dividers too is that it makes all of this salsa, when it's done freeze drying, it will be perfectly sectioned out into these neat little portions. And for one, it's nice because it's a good little quantity when I go to rehydrate it. But two, it makes it really easy for packaging. So once that's all done, I can just pull these dividers out, and then those just fit right nice and neatly in my Mylar bags. Okay guys, here we are. Here's my freeze dryer setup. I've got the medium machine and the older style oil-free pump, and which is actually the oil-free pump that goes to the large machine now. But there's my salsa, and I'm gonna put this in as not frozen. Load food into freeze dryer, close the drain valve. Okay, so we're on freezing cycle now. Door's closed and drain valve is closed. That'll freeze for hours, probably 8 or 10 hours, and then it will go into the vacuum freezing stage and then the drying stage. Okay guys, we are done. It's awesome. There is our finished freeze-dried salsa, and it looks amazing. So let's go through and just kind of spot check all this stuff. It's just nice and crispy, crunchy. That's what you want to hear. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll take this all out, and as I bag these up, I'll just put all my trays over here. As I bag these up, I'm gonna go through and check, and obviously if I find any moisture spots or any moisture at all in these, I'm gonna take it and put it back in and finish it. But right now, in all these different trays, it all looks and feels completely dry, and the trays are nice and lightweight too. That's a good sign. Okay, so let's basically what's cool is these dividers, you can just take those things. Once this is freeze dried, it comes out so easily. Okay, I just pull those dividers out, toss them in the sink. I'll wash those. I'll just throw them in the dishwasher. But look at that. Look how sweet these little portions come out to be, okay? And get a little spatula to pull that off of there. Let's see, where's my spatula? Okay, got my spatula. I've had this thing since I was like a teenager. Okay, so what it does take just a little bit of scraping. I've noticed, if you can see, there's a little bit of stickiness on there, and I don't know, I don't think there's really much sugar in this recipe, but that is, let's see if I can basically stick your spatula under there and pop it off like that. Okay, because it sticks a little bit, it is breaking up just a smidge. Careful, you can get that whole thing off in one piece or close to it. Okay. Okay, so these ones did break up just a little bit, but for the most part, we've still got our perfect little portions there. We can just put those in the bags nice and neatly. Okay, so when I was doing the time-lapse video, it actually worked a lot better. I wasn't trying to do it one-handed, but look how nice they kind of popped right off the trays there, and they worked out. The only one I broke on these 3 trays was this one right here. So, but that's actually a good thing, because then we can take that and we can make sure that it's just nice and dry in there, still crumbly and crispy. And each one of these is the same way. So, food's dry. Let's package it up. Okay, everyone, so what I did is I went and put 4 of those pieces in each one of these bags. And so each bag ended up with half a tray. So we've got 8 bags total. And then the scrapings and the dust that I had scraped off the tray at the end, I just tried to equally portion those out into the bags. So to the best of my ability here, without getting too crazy and measuring it exactly and weighing it and stuff, I just kind of eyeballed it and threw equal portions into these bags. And I like to do that because it helps me to remember how much water to put in these. So basically what I'll do, I've got all 8 bags here. I'm gonna actually take one of these, and I do this for most of my batches of food, but I will take one of these and use that as my test batch. And you may or may not want to do this, but a lot of times I will take that and use it as a test batch, rehydrate it, and then for one, I get to see the consistency and the taste and how it turned out and everything. But then I take mental note and figure out how much water I used for that. And being that these are all equal portions, I'll go along and I'll actually make a note on all of those. So say I use 1 cup of water to rehydrate this portion, I'll put 1 cup of water on each of those. And that way in the future, it's not a mystery to me or how much water I need to add to rehydrate. Okay, so now we're gonna add our oxygen absorbers, and I like to use a vacuum sealer to seal these up after I'm done. Usually when I open them up, sometimes they come in a pack of 10 or a pack of 50 or even a pack of 100. You don't want those to be exposed to air for very long at all. You wanna get them into your Mylar patches as quick as possible. And then I like to use a vacuum sealer to seal up my remaining oxygen absorbers so that they are not activated or exposed to any air. So that's what you got here. So we'll go along and just put 1 of those in each. Okay, and then now we'll go along and I'll tuck these oxygen absorbers in there, and I'll push what air I can out, and then I will zip up this little resealable zipper, and then we'll seal them up. There you have it, guys. There is our 8 completed packages. Now it'll take about a day or so, but those oxygen absorbers, they start to absorb the oxygen in there. It won't suck this down like it's vacuum sealed, but usually you will see the package shrink down just a little bit and get a little bit tighter. If that doesn't happen and doesn't get real tight, it doesn't necessarily mean that your oxygen absorber didn't work, because there may be just a little bit more volume of air in there. But one oxygen absorber, one 300cc oxygen absorber should work up to about a gallon volume. If I get close to that gallon, I usually, just to be safe, I throw 2 oxygen absorbers in there. But that's you're good with any package smaller than a gallon with one of those 300cc's. Okay, guys, rehydration test of the Mateo salsa we just did, and here we go. Okay, open up that Ziploc, and the cool thing about this stuff is you can use this as salsa like we're gonna do here, but you can also use this stuff as seasoning. Okay, so I'm just gonna use part of that. I'm actually gonna throw another oxygen absorber in here, reseal that, and save it. But basically, we'll just add a tiny bit of water in here, and I like to add water slowly. I usually, well, a lot of times I will add too much water, so I'll just do a tiny bit at a time until it gets to the consistency that I want. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of water at a time until I get to the consistency I want. It's really easy to put too much water in these. A little bit of water at a time. It's so awesome. Mixes up so quick. Boom. I should go just a hair more. Okay, and we are in like 30 seconds back to just regular awesome salsa. Okay. Yep, amazing. Tastes exactly like it did prior to freeze drying. There you have it. Super easy. All right, so that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. That's freeze-dried salsa in a nutshell. Catch you on the next video.